This is part 3 of an experience I had with Jesus just this week. Jesus had just taken me somewhere new with like triangle doorways, and he wanted to take me through this. So he walked me through the doorway on the other side. And remember, my spiritual eyes are still adjusting, especially because he brought me to a dimension I probably wasn't very used to. And so he's leading me to the triangle doorway that I can see really well. And as we step to the other side, boom, I'm just blasted with more light. And at first, all I could see was white, warm, but white light. And it took me a moment, like a camera flash in your eyes, but it wasn't necessarily harmful. I just couldn't see anything else. And so I said, I almost have hands out like I'm blind, like, Jesus, Jesus. And I felt him right next to me on my left side, and he was at my elbow, and he said, "It's okay. Everyone sort of feels like this at first when they first see this, but just settle in. You'll start to see details." Okay, so I took a minute, and as that minute happened, my spiritual eyes did start to adjust. And I'll do my best to describe this experience because I found myself and Jesus in almost this hallway. And on one side of the hallway was where Jesus had just brought me through. It was a break between the dimensions. So he had just been in one, and he just brought me through another, through a doorway that Jesus himself created. And then on the other side, on our left side, was this gigantic sphere. And it looked like the texture of an incredibly thick contact lens, like it was kind of opaque, and you could maybe push on a little bit, but it was still hard. And that's where the light was coming from. And I go, whoa. I said, "Jesus, where are we?" And he goes, "Well, we're not in heaven right now. That right over there is heaven." What I understood from that was the place I had been, which was a dark, dark place, was definitely not heaven's dimension. And Jesus said, "I know people are looking for me. I know they're looking for God, but they're not going to the same places they used to go to anymore." For example, they're not going to church. They're not going to their parents. They're not going to pastors to look for this spirituality whole. And I do believe we're all spiritual beings, and without nourishing that element of us, it hurts. There are consequences for that, and I've experienced that before. Other topic. But Jesus said that he was creating a new doorway that led to him in a space that it previously hadn't been. And I instantly understood that dark place that we had been in before was a place where a lot of people are. A lot of people are in a very, very dark place, and maybe you've been led there or put there, and you don't know where to go. And Jesus wants to open that up so you don't have to stay there, so people don't have to stay there. And he'll do it, and comes this flash of light that you've never seen before. Basically, you're going to be finding Jesus in a place that you never expected to find him. And Jesus is also going to be in places you would never expect to find him. Well, to come back to this experience, I was looking at this giant orb, and I said, "Jesus, how does this work? Like, why did you create this?" Jesus said, "In order to pass through to heaven, you have to make a decision." And I go, "Okay, what's the decision?" I thought I knew the answer, but I always wait for to hear what he says. Jesus said that people who are ready will feel that as they get close to this sphere, and especially right before they make contact, they are going to feel that there is a need to surrender. There is a need to leave behind who you were, what was your identity, for a whole new identity. Because honestly, how was it working for you? Probably mixed results, and probably for a lot of people, not good results at all. And for people who aren't ready, they will gaze upon this, and they will feel in their spirit they're not ready to let go of their own willpower, being their own God in a way, trying it themselves. And as you approach, it's almost like your soul and the sphere are like a magnet. And I could sort of feel this too. I was a little worried that I would be the side of the magnet that repulsed. You know, when you try and bring some magnets together and it's the wrong side and they just can't, they'll repulse. Well, I was worried for a second. I was like, "Jesus, what if I'm that one?" And he says, "Dakota, try it." So I put my hand on the sphere, and as I did, I touched it, my palm made contact with it, and then I was sucked through to the other side just so quickly. And I look around, where did Jesus go? And he's still just on the other side, because I think he was ready to usher more people through. And he said, don't worry, Dakota, you've done this so many times before. This surrender is easy for you. But it's not going to be easy for everyone. This was the vision, by the way. Pretty soon after that, I returned back to my own body and started to document this. But I just get the sense that there is a huge hunger that people have for more spirituality, for more, to understand the things beyond just our physical dimension. And I mean, people are looking for it in the wrong places, but that's only because they've had so many either lukewarm or incredibly negative experiences in the places where you normally look for Jesus. And so Jesus is creating new doorways and new pathways because he doesn't want the people that are stuck in the dark to be stuck in the dark. If you're going to be in the dark, at least let it be your own choice and not because you had to land there. So finally, I've never done a part 1, 2, and 3, and this one's really long. But that being said, I get experiences like this all the time, and I love to share about Jesus and heaven, and I have a lot of gifts that I love to share because it builds up other people in their faith. That's what I'm supposed to be doing with my gifts right now. And so, as you can see, with having to do 3 parts to get one vision across, I need more. And if you feel that you'd like more of these experiences, then there's also a link in my profile to follow if you'd like more information on something new that I'm creating that I'm really excited about. Okay, thanks.